At Boston College, lacrosse players are told to dream big. They're invited to set limitless goals and visualize the loftiest achievements imaginable, some even as big as this national championship banner. Last year, the Eagles dreamt as big as they possibly could and brought home a second national championship in program history along with a second consecutive ACC title. But with such success, some might ask, well, what more is there to achieve? In 2025, number 1 BC feels it has plenty of unfinished business. A searing start to 2025 has sent a chilling ultimatum to the rest of the nation. Either bring your best game against the Eagles or lose while trying. In a conference that many have dubbed the toughest to play lacrosse in this season, Boston College is sure to be tested on its road back to championship weekend. But yet thus far, the Eagles have passed with flying colors. It's a frigid Friday morning at the Newton Athletics Complex, yet the bitter cold hasn't fazed number 1 Boston College lacrosse's pre-practice huddle, as the Eagles look to remain undefeated to start 2025. For returners Abby Herod and Lydia Colasante, as well as Brown transfer Mia Mascone, fresh faces in familiar places have strengthened the synergy that's fueled a blazing beginning.
It's really cool to play on this team because every win just feels like a team effort. You know, like there's rare moments where like there's not one facet of our game supporting another. So like defense is making a stop when attack needs them to. We're winning the draw. Our draw unit's fantastic when we need the ball. So I think it's just coming from a lot of different angles, and that's usually hard to stop when it's not just, okay, they have an amazing attack. It's like it's pretty well balanced, and girls really step up when we need them to. So it's been really fun to be part of that team effort.
Remembering every year, like this is a completely new team from last year, and there are people on this team in different roles from last year, and there are new people, like the freshmen are playing a huge role for us this year. So this is a completely different team, and I think kind of taking it on with that mindset really helps with the reset.
We're excited to have such a good start, especially coming back from last year. The pressure's on for the national champions to come back and have a good start to their season, so we're happy with it.
BC's national triumph may not have been as euphoric had the Eagles not clawed their way out of a 6-0 deficit against Northwestern.
It was obviously, we got off to a little bit of a rocky start, which is not what we wanted. We wanted a strong start. But, you know, that senior class was just so talented and inspiring. So we knew that they weren't going to go down without a fight, and we kind of all rallied around that. So it was awesome.
Team captain Shea Baker acknowledged that the comeback bid might have fallen short, if not for goalkeeper Shea Dolce's left foot. I know you were right there. National championship watching Shea Dolce make the save, if that's what it's been dubbed now, in the national championship. Can you walk me through what that was like?
Absolutely insane. I actually didn't know how much time was left on the clock, but after the fact, it all kind of hit me. Yeah, the belief and love we have within each other is unmatched, and you can look to your left and your right, and regardless of the scoreboard, think we're going to win no matter what.
Despite Baker's confidence, an arduous road to championship weekend awaits her squad in an ACC that boasts 8 ranked teams. To play an entire schedule of ACC opponents and then go into the tournament with that experience already, does it help you at all for playing those big games?
Definitely. I think back, when you said that, I think back to Notre Dame last year when we lost to them in the regular season, which was like kind of a turning point for us. We were like, are we going to turn the page and go this way, or are we going to go this way? And then when we played them in the ACC tournament, like I've never seen so many focused, like my teammates and I, we were just so focused on that, so it was awesome.
I think it's a really, really cool challenge to get to have these opportunities to play such good teams in our regular season. Obviously, the ACC, you want to be the best in your league, so even regardless of who you're playing, you know that every team in the league is watching. I mean, it's always a gauntlet, but this year with so many, new faces, so many graduates, every team is so different. So you can't really use the
past to predict the future. And I think that makes it so much more exciting. It just really places more emphasis on preparation and scouting and, getting into the depths of what each team is doing. And the ACC is always such amazing competition. So this year's going to be exciting because you never know what a team can throw at you.
I think one of the themes last year of the many that got you guys to the national championship, both on and off the field, was to dream big, one of the team's mottos. What does dream big mean to you?
Keisha said to us, I believe it was last year, but she said, every day you're doing the hardest thing. You're trying to do the hardest thing in all of college sports. And kind of putting that into perspective of we are literally trying to do I've been dreaming about this since I was a little girl. And of course, practice every day is hard and it can be a lot and it can be very taxing, but that end goal is just so bright.
It starts with all the alums. BC Lacrosse wasn't much back in the day, and they all bought in and, really grinded to get to where we are now, and that's the only reason that we were finding so much success. But dreaming big, it means so much. I think it just speaks to the power of, if you want something, go get it. That doesn't mean you're not going to have to work hard for it or lean on each other, but I just think dreaming big with a group of people around you is it's so beautiful because anything's possible when you have 35 girls all seeking the same thing.
Whether it's the target on their back, difficult draw against conference opponents, or furious chase of more history, Boston College lacrosse faces a litany of pressure this season. But we've learned today that these pressures are far from flukes, but rather indicative of a perennial standard of excellence born from the big dreams of past BC squads. With the spring in full swing and ACC play underway, only time will tell if Boston College's dominance is to be matched by a familiar foe, or if the juggernaut Eagles can return to championship weekend for an 8th straight season, this time right down the road at nearby Gillette Stadium. For WZBC Sports from Newton Athletics Complex, I'm Giovanni Culotta.